Imagine this in a world where heroes are made by their actions, and dreams can sail across the oceans. One man stood out among the stars of his time. His name was Ferdinand Magellan, a sailor whose daring spirit and iron will would change the world forever. But here's the twist: his journey began not with triumph, but with disaster. In 1518, Magellan was a man whose career had been a series of setbacks, a series of failures. He had been dismissed by his own king, and his reputation was in tatters. Yet it was in this moment of despair that Magellan's true strength emerged. He didn't give up. Instead, he turned to a new king, a new hope, and a new dream. This is the story of how a man, driven by an unbreakable will, changed history. In the year 1296, long before Magellan's time, a prisoner named Marco Polo dictated his adventures to a fellow inmate. Marco Polo's tales of distant lands and exotic treasures inspired generations of explorers, including Christopher Columbus. Columbus's own voyages in the late 1400s opened up the New World, and his stories of discovery sparked a new era of exploration. But while Columbus's name is famous, it was another explorer, Ferdinand Magellan, who would take this spirit of adventure to its ultimate limit. Magellan was born in Portugal, a country that, along with Spain, was at the forefront of maritime exploration. From a young age, Magellan was captivated by the sea and the promise of new worlds. He dreamed of fame and fortune, of being a hero like Columbus. But unlike Columbus, who was celebrated for his achievements, Magellan faced a series of challenges that could have broken a lesser man. In Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, Magellan worked in the royal court, serving under King Manuel I. However, his blunt and straightforward nature made him unpopular among the courtiers, who preferred flattery and tact. When Magellan sought the king's support for his ambitious voyage, he was rudely dismissed. The king turned his back on Magellan, telling him that Portugal had no further need for his services. This was a crushing blow, but it did not stop Magellan. Instead, he left Portugal and sought the support of Spain's young king, Carlos I. King Carlos I, soon to become the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, was intrigued by Magellan's proposal. On March 22, 1518, Carlos signed a formal agreement with Magellan, known as a capitulación, which granted him the resources and authority to lead an expedition to the Spice Islands. The Spice Islands, located in what is now Indonesia, were the source of valuable spices like nutmeg and cloves, which were highly sought after in Europe. Magellan's goal was to find a western route to these islands, a journey that would require navigating uncharted waters and facing unknown dangers. As Magellan prepared for his voyage, he faced a monumental task. He had to equip 5 small ships, known as the Trinidad, the San Antonio, the Concepcion, the Santiago, and the Victoria. Each ship had to be stocked with enough supplies to sustain the 265 members of his crew for a journey that could last years. The list of supplies was staggering. Thousands of pounds of rice, beans, flour, garlic, onions, raisins, and barrels of anchovies and pickled pork. They also needed hundreds of pipes and butts of wine, as well as honey and other provisions to keep the crew fed and healthy. But food was just the beginning. Magellan also had to prepare for the practical challenges of the voyage. He stocked the ships with nets, harpoons, and fish hooks to catch fresh fish, and navigation tools like astrolabes, hourglasses, and compasses to guide them. They carried iron and stone shot for their cannon, and thousands of lances, spikes, shields, helmets, and breastplates to defend themselves against potential enemies. To ensure they could repair their ships if necessary, they brought lumber, pitch, tar, beeswax, and oakum, as well as hawsers and anchors. Magellan also thought about how to interact with the native peoples they might encounter. He included mirrors, bells, scissors, bracelets, and brightly colored kerchiefs and glassware to trade and befriend the locals. The list of supplies was exhaustive, but Magellan's attention to detail was unwavering. He knew that every item could mean the difference between success and failure. On September 20th, 1519, the 5 ships set sail from the port of Sanlúcar de Barrameda in Spain. The crew was a mix of experienced sailors, skilled craftsmen, and adventurous young men. Many of them had never been on such a long voyage before, and the challenges they faced were immense. The first leg of the journey was relatively smooth, as they sailed down the coast of Africa and then across the Atlantic to South America. However, once they reached the coast of South America, the real challenges began. Magellan's plan was to find a passage through the continent that would lead them to the Pacific Ocean. This passage, now known as the Strait of Magellan, was a treacherous route through a network of channels and islands. The weather was harsh, and the crew faced freezing temperatures, strong currents, and frequent storms. The journey through the strait took over a month, and the crew's morale was tested to the limit. But Magellan's leadership and determination kept them going. He inspired his men with his unwavering belief in their mission, and his navigational skills helped them navigate the dangerous waters. Finally, on November 28, 1520, the ships emerged into the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Magellan named it the Pacific because of the calm waters they encountered. However, the calm was short-lived. The crew soon realized that they had underestimated the size of the ocean. They had expected to reach the Spice Islands within a few weeks, but the journey stretched on for months. Food supplies began to run low, and the crew faced starvation. They resorted to eating sawdust, leather, and even rats. Many men died from scurvy, a disease caused by a lack of vitamin C. Despite these challenges, Magellan refused to give up. He maintained discipline on the ships and kept the crew focused on their goal. In March 1521, they finally reached the Mariana Islands, where they restocked their supplies. From there, they continued westward, eventually reaching the Philippines. In the Philippines, Magellan became involved in local politics, and he was killed in a battle with the natives on April 27, 1521. His death was a significant blow to the expedition, but his crew, led by Juan Sebastián Elcano, continued the journey. On September 6, 1522, the Victoria, the only surviving ship, returned to Spain, completing the first circumnavigation of the world. The voyage had taken 3 years, and only 18 of the original 265 crew members returned. But the expedition had achieved something remarkable. It had proven that the world was round, and that it was possible to sail around it. The journey had also expanded European knowledge of the world, opening up new trade routes and paving the way for future explorations. While Magellan did not live to see the completion of his voyage, his legacy lived on. His determination, leadership, and vision inspired future generations of explorers and navigators. The Strait of Magellan, named in his honor, remains a crucial maritime route to this day. Magellan's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the human spirit's ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. In the same year that Magellan set sail, Europe was undergoing a period of great change. In Rome, Michelangelo was dedicating a sonnet to his idol, Dante, while other artists like Titian, Raphael, and Dürer were creating some of their most famous works. The death of Leonardo da Vinci, Maximilian I, Johann Tetzel, and Lucrezia Borgia marked the end of an era, while the rise of figures like Jakob Fugger and Lord Chancellor Wolsey signaled the dawn of a new one. Meanwhile, the intellectual landscape was also shifting. Works like More's Utopia, Machiavelli's Il Principe, and Erasmus's Colloquia Familiaria were shaping the way people thought about society, politics, and morality. On the religious front, Martin Luther was challenging the authority of the Catholic Church, a movement that would soon lead to the Protestant Reformation. These events, though seemingly unrelated to Magellan's voyage, were part of the same tapestry of history. They all contributed to the shaping of the modern world. Magellan's journey, though driven by personal ambition and the desire for glory, was also a part of this larger narrative. It was a time of exploration, discovery, and change, and Magellan's determination to succeed, despite the odds, was a reflection of the spirit of the age. His story is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, with the right will and determination, great things can be achieved. So, the next time you hear the name Magellan, remember not just the explorer who circumnavigated the world, but the man who, through his unbreakable will, turned failure into triumph and changed the course of history.